Hello YouTube, this is Cameron.
And this is Brad.
And we're about to do a critical hit
review. So Cameron, what was that game that we played? L, right? Something L?
LM. It's a game where you bend backwards.
Limbo or something?
Bimbo?
Limbo.
Legendary Bimbo.
So the first thing we have to talk about is the story. And the story of Limbo is simple as it can be. There's a boy, you're trapped in Limbo, which is the realm between the living and the dead. And the only thing you can really do with that story is nothing. There's really no story in Limbo. It's a very small part of the game. It basically just says, hey, you're in Limbo. Your sister's also in Limbo. Have fun finding her. So is the story necessary? Yes, because it gives you a good context for the entire game. If you didn't know you were in Limbo and you didn't have a goal at the end, there'd be no point to play the game. It'd be just a bunch of mechanics with no real goal. Is there a deeper story if you really look into it? Well, the web says yes. We did some research into the web, and there is a deeper story into the game, but to spoil that would pretty much ruin the ending of the game, which I will have to say is a very big twist at the end. It makes you really completely reanalyze the entire game. It makes you think about all the things you did, and it's like, man, was there a story in there somewhere? No, there really wasn't, but like I said, the web thinks there's a story in everything.
And I guess I just want to add that I think the story is, what little story there is, was really good. I think if it wasn't there, it would definitely hurt the game, but it's still a very minor part of the game experience as a whole. Alright, next thing we're going to talk to you about is gameplay. Alright, the gameplay I think is really good. They're very creative. There's tons of mechanics. You alter gravity. You get mind controlled by worms. You twist the entire world to the side, and it's really fun, incredibly creative, and every time you think you're done with something, like, oh, here's a box, I gotta stand on top of it. Oh, now I'm done with that box. You're not. You're gonna need the box again for another puzzle, and they're gonna expect you to remember to have to walk back and grab it, to drag it with you, and they do that to you all the time, but it's very creative. And they do all these things with these incredibly simple controls, which is just move, jump, and the ability to grab things and maybe like climb a ladder. And it's very simple, but they just do so much with it, and they make it so much fun.
So the sound in Limbo is much like the story. It's there as it should be, but it's actually not. I mean, the sound in Limbo, the only sounds you actually hear are the sound of like the grass moving when you walk across it, when you jump into the water, when there's rain coming down on you, when there's, you know, just the things that are small and insignificant that you wouldn't normally hear in a game this big. There is no background sound to the actual level. So when you walk into a certain, like, if you walk into like the hotel level where there's a hotel, you expect to hear like sounds like of a city, of anything. Nope, the entire game is silent except for the sound of you moving through this world. And that's what really sets Limbo apart in the sound department, is that this sound of being completely silent, and it makes it feel, to me personally, I don't know about Cameron, but it makes me feel like this is what Limbo should be. It should be a quiet place where everything is eerie and calm, but then there can also be, you know, monstrous sounds like a spider hitting the ground that makes the whole ground shake, and you hear that thud or thud and all that good stuff. So to really wrap it up, the sound is not there, but it doesn't need to be there. It makes the game feel like Limbo, like it should be.
Alright, Limbo has, in my opinion, like one of the most amazing art styles that I've ever seen in a video game at all. I mean, I think this really sets it apart from anything else that I've played. I mean, there's things like Skyrim and Call of Duty and those things that have really good graphics, and this doesn't have, like, obviously it's a two-dimensional side-scrolling game, so it doesn't have those crazy 3D graphics, but it just, the style, it just sets this whole mood and this emotion of this world that's just, I don't know, it's like it takes you on a journey through visuals alone. There's just these beautiful sights that you see, and it's amazing that they could do it with just black and white colors. And honestly, I don't know how they do it. If you would have told me, yeah, it's a game in black and white, and I wouldn't have believed that it was this good, but it really is just this amazing looking game.
So, we're coming down to the last part of our review, our verdict. And this is a culmination of all the things we've talked about, and the gameplay, the story, the art, and the sound. And we've kind of ranked it in different ways. We ranked the story about a 7, we ranked the gameplay about an 8, and art and sound got a 9. Where does that leave us for a verdict, Cameron?
It leaves us overall at an 8. And so it's a game that it's really good. There's little rooms for improvements, but overall it's an amazing game that you have to play.
Would you say it's worth the $8 on Steam or whatever it is on the Humble Indie Bundle? It's like,
The
what, free or something like that?
the $1.20 I gave them for the hunt. Yeah, I spent like $1.20 and I got it. Yeah, it's definitely worth that. It's probably worth closer to like $20, 15, $20 or something. I would pay for it if I had never played this game before.
Exactly. That's how we're going to do it. That's going to be it for our first review. If you want to take a look at our intro video, we have it on our site. So, Steve, our one subscriber,
We love you. Thank you.
and please watch again and again and again.
But not anymore. That'd be like Stalker. That's kind of weird.
Tell your cats to watch them too.
All right. So this has been Critical Strike Reviews.
That's
And
not
we'll
it.
see you next time.
That's not it.
There's no S actually. It's singular, not plural. It's Critical Hit, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Critical Strike.
We're putting this whole thing on the video now, even
No, we're
this
not.
part.